Just know before we start, there will be spoilers. 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 You've been warned. Hello everyone, welcome to the God of War 4 review. Now, I know this is probably pretty much a long time coming. I finished God of War about like 2 weeks ago. But God of War 4 was absolutely amazing. This game blew me away, alright? There's just so many things to start out with about how great this game was. But obviously we got our pros and our cons, and we'll just jump right in it. The pros of this game are wild. The game is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I loved every bit of this game's graphics. It does not hold back. I gotta say as well, the game plays phenomenally, where it is smooth. There is no quirks or weird button controls that are just seem out of the ordinary or awkward. The game flows so well, and I love every little bit of it. And you know what? I love just everything about. There's really just so much hard to like. There's not much I can complain about this game. This game is everything you could want from a single player game. Now, the single player line, the story is great. It's you see an evolved Kratos, and that is probably one of my favorite parts of this whole storyline. Is that we get a more calm and refined Kratos, where Kratos is calm. He has to control his anger. He's not as bitter or anti. Well, he's obviously still anti-God, but he isn't out to just kill every single god he sees now. And his son, Atreus. I'm gonna go with Atreus. I don't know. I never really get to know his name because every time he refers to him, he's boy, here, boy, come here, boy, read that, inscribe that, just boy. And really, he brings a lot to the story. Now, his voice acting isn't as, refined as Kratos, obviously. It's a kid doing the acting, but it's still pretty solid and on point at times for the most part. And he brings out the human part of Kratos, because Kratos is a demigod or a human who ascended to become a god. It brings out the human part of him, and I like it that the evolution of how Kratos has his relationship with his son. And granted, this is a lot. It has a big Last of Us feel to it, with the whole like father-son, father-child, father-daughter kind of thing. It draws a lot from that, but it does it right. It feels great, and throughout the entire game, I always just wanted to play more and keep going. And it is truly amazing to just be able to experience and witness that kind of evolution and play through it, and it's just fantastic. Now, granted, we also got to know that the ending revelation was incredible, and you have been warned, spoilers, but the evolution where you find out that Atreus is actually Loki. Now, Loki isn't, in regular Norse mythology, Loki isn't Odin's son, and he isn't Thor's brother. He's an adopted part of the family, and to find out that's who Atreus is, and that's why Baldur wanted him, is incredible, because you kind of realize that, and if you know Norse mythology a lot, that Loki is the god of trickery, and I just think that's incredible to find out, and I am excited to see what is going on in the future, whether it's DLC or another game, because there obviously there's room for both, but I'm excited to see where it goes. And another thing I like to say is that it's open world at the end. You get to explore, you get to do what you want, you can go through all the other realms again, and keep doing what you were doing, finishing up side quests. It doesn't just end, which I'm happy it didn't just do. I hate when games just end and you can't go back and play, because it really just takes away from the game in itself, you know what I mean? I like the throwbacks. They did it right, where they separated themselves enough from the previous games where it's not a reboot, but it's not but it's not continuing the story of the first 3 installments. You get some throwbacks, because when you're in Helheim, you get Zeus coming back, and eventually when you go back to your home, you see Athena, and you see the Blades of Chaos as well, which is very nice to play with again. That was a lot of fun. There's a lot of throwbacks, but it it does it right where it's their memories to just explain a bigger picture. You know what I mean? Explain why Kratos is who he is and why he is how he is. And I gotta say, the confrontations with Baldur were amazing. I loved having to fight and just continuously fight and struggle and, against them. There were a number of enemies that were just as difficult. The Valkyries, the giants, the ogres. Now, another thing I loved is, for the most part, for basically the entire game, the voice acting is phenomenal. I know they changed the voice actor to Kratos, but it's still phenomenal, still amazing. You have a much more calm, refined, and aged Kratos, you know. And that beginning scene where you fight Baldur for the first time as the stranger is just incredible, because you see really how much time has taken the toll on Kratos, and that you start to see the human side of him. Overall, there is not much I can complain about this game. The combat's amazing, the game mechanics are amazing, the story is amazing, everything is just solid. Now, to kind of dive deeper into the cons, because there's not many, one thing I was severely disappointed with was the lack of bosses. Now, you get a few with a lot of very different variations of ogres and giants, but other than that, you essentially have two bosses, and that would be Magni, and oh man, I'm gonna forget their names. But the two guys you face like halfway through the game that are sons of Thor, you get those two. Magni, Modi, sorry, there we go. You got those two, and then you have Baldur. But you fight Baldur twice, 3 times, twice, I think twice. I think 3 times. But essentially, there's a lack of bosses, and that surprised me. I thought, you know, from a God of War game, you'd be fighting gods left and right, but you really don't. And I was a little disappointed with that, but that is the only essential fault I have with the game when it comes to the storyline. As for gameplay, there are 2 instances where I was unable to interact with anything, and I had to reload my save. And, you know, judging on where you were, you might have had to reload into a bad spot pretty far back. But from what I know, you were able to just save the game and go back to it, and it would be fine. You just had to reload it. So if you resaved it with that glitch going on, you can reload it and be fine. I remember I tested it out just to be sure. But that was the only gameplay fault I had. I thought that really can stop the story dead. If you're really getting involved and then that happens, you can't just go any further. You have to reload the save and wait another, like, it's not much time. You have to wait like 2-3 minutes, but still at that point, 2-3 minutes feels like a lot, you know what I mean? Those are the only cons, and those are the only things I can count as being the biggest, like, cons. Granted, the bosses one was very disappointing, but you know what? Kind of going back into pros, I mean, the story was long enough to keep me going in, and not long enough to be like, why does this keep going on and on and on? It doesn't have an end. Because some games just don't know how to end, and that bugs me. Some games end too early, and you're just like, what the hell? This is sequel bait, or DLC bait, and that's annoying. AKA Wolfenstein 2. Bugged the absolute hell out of me. It was 6 hours long, and then it's just like, oh, yeah, have fun. Like cool, like, what the hell? But overall, this game took me, I probably spent like 20-25 hours on it, and you can go back and keep playing it, keep having fun with it. By exploring the realms and other realms, and then there's even a secret ending which I have recorded. As recording this, it's about to go up. There's a secret ending you can find, and there are still numerous other bosses like the Valkyries you could find, hidden bosses I should say, and really just again, there's just not much I can complain about this game. This game was amazing, and the whole idea that single-player games don't make money, I believe this was like Sony's best-selling single-player game, or like single-player game ever, which is incredible. And on top of that, the skill trees are amazing. The skills you can get with Atreus and Kratos are great. Like you can adapt and easily get some really good perks that really make you feel like you are a god. And I love the runes. The runes were a nice addition. The two weapon differences with the ice axe, with the I'm gonna butcher that, the Leviathan axe. There we go, and the Blades of Chaos. That's really nice. But then you, other than that, you get this the rage mode. The Spartan Rage is awesome. If I do say so, that is amazing, and I am excited to see what happens with God of War in the future. If I had to rate this game on a scale to 10, definitely 9.5 out of 10. And for anyone who has a PlayStation 4, I highly recommend you just get this game. You will not be disappointed. This game is just phenomenal. It blew me away. As someone who wasn't much of a God of War fan going into this game, I am definitely one now. I've only played God of War 3, and I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a good game. Never was going to be like, I got to get God of War 2 and 1 now and play through that. Never thought that. This game, I'm so happy I was able to get. It was so much fun, and I gotta say, it was worth every little bit of it. I am excited to see what happens in the future. The only reason I don't give this a perfect 10 is because it's hard for me to give games perfect 10s. I've given games high scores of 9s and 9.5s. In my opinion, there are only two perfect. I don't even know if I would say two. 1 for me. One perfect 10 for me, and that would be The Witcher 3. Just because of how much I was able to experience and take from that game, and how much I played it and got to witness and play with. I would say Skyrim is close, but Skyrim definitely has a lot of flaws within the game. Not necessarily the design, but a lot of the gameplay flaws where it glitches, a lot of bugs, just a lot of things that make that game hard to play or annoying to play. So that is the only reason that doesn't get a 10. But other than that, this game is very, very close. And as of right now, it is, I'm gonna get the date, May 22nd of 2018. By far the best game I've played all year. Game of the year material. I'm excited. I'm super, super excited to see what this game has in the future. And if The Last of Us 2 doesn't come out this year, I could definitely see this game winning Game of the Year. Because this game was just incredible. It was absolutely incredible. It's just one of those things you have to witness and play and feel and experience for yourselves. I could say all this stuff and boast about how amazing this game is, but really the only way you will be able to see this, be able to get this, is if you play this game yourself, which I really, really do recommend. PlayStation 4s, if you don't have them, they are relatively cheap now for low space. I really do recommend getting this game if you can, if you have the ability to. It's such a good story mode experience, and I know there's the PlayStation, Xbox, which one is better, blah blah blah, this and that. I don't care if you are an Xbox fanboy and are anti-PS4, anti-Sony exclusives. This game will blow you away. I have both Xbox and PS4. I generally only favor my PS4 because it's easier to record with, and they have a lot easier recording options and editing software with. It has better, in my opinion, it has better exclusives. But I mean, I have both. And I was able to get both, and so I'm able to experience both sides of it and everything like that. I play them both equally, I would say. But if you have the opportunity, don't judge this game because it's a Sony exclusive. Or don't judge this game because that also goes to, don't judge this game because it's a single-player game. I know that's not the big thing that makes money anymore, because there's a whole thing that single-player games are dead. This proves otherwise, and I can definitely say that this game helped stop the nail in the coffin for single-player games. And me myself, loving single-player games, I am super, super happy about this. I really cannot boast about how amazing this game is, and I definitely recommend you get it. It is a great game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If there's anything I missed, please let me know. If there's anything else different that you guys witnessed, please let me know in the comments. We can talk about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this a like, and please subscribe for more content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.